Super Retro Force.
Hey everyone, we are back again with more deals at all-time lows that you can pick up during the Black Friday Nintendo eShop sale. Now we've done videos covering a bunch of great budget-friendly games over the past 4 or 5 days, and I'll try to keep everyone updated as we get closer to the actual holiday. For today we're going to look at games under $10, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like before you head out, and I wanted to thank everyone that takes time to write to me down below. I'll catch up when things slow down after the sales end, but I wanted to thank you now because I do appreciate it. Alright folks, with that, we'll dive in. Alan Wake Remastered is an action horror game that gives us more than 10 hours of gameplay, but you do need 13 gigs of free space for the download. Now when the game launched, it had major performance and graphical bugs that made it impossible to recommend. However, it has been patched up and it does run at a mostly smooth 30 frames now, with only the minor hiccup on occasion. The graphics are a little better, but it's still not the best. With that said though, it has been marked down to just $7.49. That's the lowest we've seen yet, so it may be worth checking out before the deal ends. Castle Crashers Remastered is an arcade-style 2D hack-and-slash game that offers both local and online modes for up to 4 people at one time. The replay value is outstanding, and the download comes in a little under 200 megabytes. The combat feels great, and the game does have a bunch of cool weapons and characters, with even more that you can unlock as you play through. The upgraded version gives you better graphics and gameplay performance, and right now it's on sale at an all-time low, just $7.49. Into the Breach is a strategy turn-based roguelike that offers a tough challenge, dozens of hours of gameplay, and with everything being randomized, it keeps you hooked in just a little bit longer. Now if you are new to the genre, this one does offer a tutorial, but it may take some time to get a feel for the flow of the combat. It is grid-based and you really do have to plan ahead most of the time. You can unlock new pilots or mechs, and you can customize the ones that you have with upgraded weapons or things like that. And if the game is a little too tough, they do offer an easy mode as well. Right now you can pick it up for just $7.49 and the download comes in at about 700 megabytes. Megadimension Neptunia Vii is a 3D RPG from Idea Factory. It offers a compelling story that should take about 25 hours to wrap up, and it has a rewarding ending, which isn't always the case. The turn-based combat is great if you don't mind that style, and the port here on the console does look really good as well. Now sadly they didn't add any new features and the load times are a little bit annoying, and parts of the game do feel a little dated. However, with all that said, it is on sale at an all-time low at just $7.49, and again it might be worth checking out for fans of the genre. The download is around 7 gigs. R-Type Dimensions X is a bundle of 2 incredibly difficult shmups here on the console. The unique feature with these though is that you can actually shift between 2D and 3D graphics in the middle of gameplay. Combined you're getting about 14 different levels with cool boss battles. Part 2 is definitely a little better as far as level design, but it's also much more challenging as well. They have added in a level select option so you can practice as much as you need to, and the new infinite mode does allow you to just sort of bash your way through. Oh, and on top of that, you can play with a friend in local co-op, which is always a welcome feature in my house. Right now you can pick up the bundle for just $7.49, and the download is a little over 200 megabytes. Powerslave Exhumed is an updated port of a classic that came out back in the 90s. It was developed by a group of employees that left Nintendo of America, and this was their first game back then. It has an Egyptian theme, and the all-new version looks beautiful here on the console, and they updated the controller layout as well. Now as for the gameplay, you have more than 20 different levels, and it has a power-up or an upgrade system in place, which means that you can backtrack after getting a new ability or gadget, and this lets you access areas of the levels that you couldn't before. For this reason, the map is very useful. The game was way ahead of its time back then, and the new edition here is well worth checking out. It's on sale for $7.99, an all-time low, and the download is around 650 megabytes. Resident Evil Revelations takes players back to a time between Part 4 and 5. We learn more about what really happened with the T-Abyss virus, and the story follows Jill Valentine and Chris Redfield, 2 fan favorites. Both games play great here on the console. You have motion controls, so you don't have to deal with precise aiming on a thumbstick, and combined you're getting like 20 to 30 hours of gameplay, and you can even play with a friend locally or online. Now both Part 1 and 2 are back on sale and matching an all-time low at just $7.99. The download for Part 1 is around 12 gigs, and I would recommend starting with that one if you haven't played either of them. Unsighted is a fun action RPG with a download around 2.5 gigs. It offers about 10 to 20 hours of gameplay roughly, depending on how much exploration you get into. Now you have several game modes including the dungeon raids and boss rush in addition to the main campaign, plus it also has 2-player local co-op as well. The combat is great and the crafting system is pretty easy to learn, and right now you can pick it up at an all-time low, again just $7.99. Final Fantasy IX is one of the many games in the long-running franchise, and I'm sure most of you know about them and have either played or watched someone play a game or two over the years. A bunch of them are back on sale. I just decided to pick 9 to show here in the video, but whether you go with 7, 8, or 9, you really can't go wrong. Now I love the story in 9 and the characters as well, and with the ports they did update the graphics and add in a few modifiers that you can turn on or off, things like no encounters, and then they also added an autosave feature. You should get more than 30 hours from the pickup, and it's on sale at just $8.99. The download is around 5 gigs. The Entropy Center is a first-person puzzle game that follows a young woman who wakes up to find herself stranded on a space station. Earth is blown up in front of her, and so you have to work your way through the different puzzles in order to earn entropy energy that you can then use to rewind time and put the planet back together. It's a really cool story, and for the most part it runs pretty well here on the console. You can expect about 10 hours of gameplay, and right now it's on sale at just $8.74. The download is a little under 5.5 gigs. Darksiders, the Warmastered edition, is a great 3D action-adventure game that follows one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse through an incredible story of deceit and betrayal, and ultimately it leaves Earth in a really bad spot. The gameplay feels great. It's kind of a blend of Zelda games and something like God of War or Devil May Cry. Now sadly I don't think we got any new content with the port, but that's alright because the game is still just so damn good. The first one offers more than 15 hours of gameplay, and you can pick it up at an all-time low, just $8.99. You will need about 13 gigs for the download, and part 2 is on sale for $8.99 as well. Alright everyone, and here are more great deals that are live right now for Black Friday on the Nintendo eShop. Alright everyone, that does conclude this video, but we will have more deals coming your way over the next several days. I hope to see you all on those. Remember to let me know what games you're eyeballing this year, and with that, take care, happy gaming my friends, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Super Retro Force.